Hello everybody, this is Meg at Chasing Retro, and I wanted to come on briefly today just to show you a few of the things that I found this past week. Did a little bit of thrifting because one of our local thrift shops closes for the summer in a couple of weeks, so I always like to try to go in there as often as I can before that happens. I also have a purchase from Etsy and then a few things from the craft reuse store. I'll show you the Etsy purchase first. I'm so thrilled with it. I was not actually looking for it. It just kind of appeared in one of my searches. So my husband gave me a gift card to Etsy for my birthday, and I have been spending it very slowly. I've only made 2 purchases now. One was the Sesame Street t-shirt that you guys saw when I did that intro to those journals video. And then this piece of fabric. This is so 70s, and it's my favorite colors. As many of y'all know, I love these 3 colors together. And it is just basically like a bunch of windows. Yeah, they're all windows, almost like an apartment building, but they're kind of overlapping. And there's a parrot, and there's house plants, and then this looks like a kitchen window. What is this one? Another house plant, like a, what is that thing? Geranium type plant. And yeah, I think it's a yard. I bought it obviously for journals, for journal covers. I'll make a personal one for myself and probably a couple more. Let's see who makes this. SC Corporation. Luster Gleam. So it's very faint, and a lot of it probably has been diminished over the years, but it has a slight sheen to it, which is why it's called Luster Gleam, I think. So it's like a chintz type fabric. And it has that noisy, cotton noisy sound that chintz has. But oh my goodness, there's a couple tiny stains on it, but that's no big deal. I am glad that I saw this. And I still have more money on my gift card. I spend those very slowly. Okay, the thrift store items that I found a pillowcase, an embroidered pillowcase. I love the edges that are cut into these triangles with crochet and then some needlepoint. Isn't that pretty? Pink and white. And I found 2 napkins. They were actually in the bin of fabric, but they're napkins, and they are so 70s. They remind me of lawn furniture, like upholstery from the 70s. I love them. So again, my favorite color combo. I keep coming across it. Got those. And they're that typical thicker cotton with a linen-y feel blend. Again, I think I showed this before. All of the VHS tapes at this thrift store are free, and I missed this one somehow last time. I got another Richard Scarry, but I didn't see this one. So I got the Busy People. I went past this a couple times before I looked closer at it, and I can't believe I almost just left it there because I didn't see it. It's one of those things that's like, hidden in plain sight. I don't know what this says. We've tried to decipher this. I see print, but I have no idea what the rest of it says. However, when I picked it up and looked at it, it said Princess Helen Ladies Stationery Petal Pink, and it's very heavy. The box is nice too. It is the most beautiful shade of mid-century pink. It's just this calamine lotion color, if you will. Barely pink, and it is it feels like resume paper, so it's like the linen texture. I don't think there's a watermark. There are vertical lines that are watermarked. Other than that, it's not marked in any way. I don't know what brand this would be. I don't know if Princess Helen was the brand or if it was the pattern name of this, but look at all the envelopes. And they are not even stuck together. You know how normally these are just, you can't make them open. They're perfect. I was so thrilled to find this. Such a delicate pink. That was quite the find. This will last me a while. And then I found an old book. It's not as old as it looks. The copyright is 1947. And it has been well loved for sure. The cover is just hanging by a thread. I don't know what this means, but it had this little sticker. Someone took their name off. And then inside we have looks like a private school in Beaufort, South Carolina, which is one of our coastal towns. It's so beautiful. If y'all ever come to South Carolina, go to Beaufort. It is such a beautiful little town. I love it there. And then I want to say that some of the scenes in The Patriot were filmed there. I could be wrong. I get some of those coastal towns confused. But it's got the mid-century modern type color illustrations as well as block printing. I'll flip through a little bit and show y'all. It reminds me kind of like the illustrations in some of the 60s Reader's Digest. But they're folk songs from all over the world. Here's some of the monochromatic block type printing. Just really, really pretty. The font, like a calligraphy font on some of the titles. Look at this one. This will go in my Scottish journal, of course. I couldn't leave this there. And then there's some hymns in the back too, and Christmas songs. Very pretty book though. Honestly would make a beautiful cover for a glue book or something. I just love this. Okay, that's the thrift stores. Yard sales were a bust this weekend. We didn't even see any that we felt like they were worth driving to, and we just really wanted a day at home on Saturday we were just tired, and it's been a long emotional week, and we just wanted to be at home. Okay. These are the items that I found at the reuse store. This was in their scrap bin. It's a vintage, probably children or baby quilted with farm animals. And I have a few things made like this, the quilted material, but other than just a journal cover, I'm a little bit at a loss as to what to use them for. I probably could fussy cut around these and use them as appliques. Let me know your ideas of how you would use something like this. The animals are super cute though. It's an odd shaped piece, but it's probably a half a yard. I found some Swiss dot gingham, which I don't think I've ever found. And it's gauzy and sort of sheer. And you know how some Swiss dot is kind of like half-hearted Swiss dot, like the dots are just barely raised. These are not. These are very raised off of the fabric. Very cool. I think it'd make an adorable little girl's dress. That's what it made me think of when I saw it. This was in the scrap bin. This is very 80s. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all about this. Today, I am wearing a vintage dress that I found at the thrift shop. It is very early 80s. It is a blouse, like a button-up dress. The buttons stop at the waist, and it is a very full, it's a thin cotton, but it's a very thin, full skirt, like a twirling skirt. and then it has a cinched waist, and it had belt loops but no belt. So I went onto Amazon and I found a vintage-esque white raffia belt, like a really wide belt, and I'm wearing that today, and it looks like it looks 80s and it's, you know, probably a lot cheaper than I would find a vintage belt on Poshmark or something. But it's amazing. The sleeves are long, and they were awkward when they were long, so I unbuttoned them and rolled them up. I'll probably wear it that way, but I was thrilled. Oh, it had some stains on it, but OxyClean came to the rescue once again and got those out. That with a toothbrush and some scrubbing. And oh my goodness, I just love it. I know, I don't know how y'all feel about vintage clothing, especially from the 80s. I know it's a decade some of us would rather forget fashion-wise, but this has shoulder pads in it, and I'm going to own them. I'm wearing them with the shoulder pads in, so just fun. But this looks like something that you would see on a couch in the 80s. So I grabbed this for my 80s journal. It's that watercolor brush mark print, and then the white is sort of pearlescent. It needs a good wash. It's got a little bit of stain, like storage staining. This was in the scrap bin, and I think it's a napkin or a handkerchief, but it's so cute. It would make a really cute pocket, like a pocket that folds over a page. This was also in the scrap. I have a little bit of velvet, but this is stretch velvet. I don't have any blue, this color. I have like an aqua color, but I didn't have this color. And it's just so rich and beautiful. I had to grab it. I got this trim. I passed it by at first because I thought it was elastic. But then I went back to it. I think it's some sort of seam binding. It is not stretchy, but it's that 70s looking blue, white, and red. So this would be great for patriotic or even the Heidi journals. So I went back and grabbed it after I realized it was not elastic. Let's see. I got this Swiss dot. This is more of a not chambray, that's not the right word. It is just like a cotton, well, I say that. It has a sheen to it. It might be a poly cotton blend. And then the Swiss dots, these are not as raised or fuzzy as the others. But it's a lovely color, I thought. And then I found this. This is not vintage, but it is vintage-esque. At least I don't think it's vintage. It's seersucker, but the flowers looked very... It just reminds me of what some of the illustrations look like in books that I had as a child, late 70s books. And I love the pink and green together. It's so summery. So grab that. I think that's all the fabric I got this week. Surprise. No, there's one more in here. Save the best for last. Look at this. Oh my goodness, look how pretty. I'm assuming this is vintage. It looks a lot like some of the other vintage fabrics that I've bought at estate sales. And I recognize this brand. Zuzek. Cinnamon by Zuzek, Key West Handprint Fabrics, Inc. Definitely very Key West looking, very vacation dress looking, but man, I just love it. It reminds me of, like, I don't know, when I first saw it, I was thinking like My Little Pony for some reason, the coral with the lavender. I got a few paper pads. So the paper, it was not this cheap. This must have been a yard sale find. The small paper pads here are $2 and the large are $3, whether or not they're half used or not used at all. But I found this one. Oh, that was where it used to hang up. One side is blank, the other side is dots. I'd never seen one like this before. Oh, that's right, some of them are florals. Tone on tone, which is very nice and subtle. Flowers and dots in all the colors. Very cool. And this is Making Memories brand, 2007. This is a weirdly named paper pad, Earth, Love, and the Boyfriend. I don't really get that at all, but someone used it as a background for painting. I thought that was funny. That sounds like something I would do. But I had it, and then I put it down and picked it up again. I was like, let me flip through it one more time. It's interesting. It was interesting enough to grab because I think I can use them in some way. It's kind of to that late, mid 2000s looking, but like this is a fun page. This would be cute in a forest or a fall themed journal. That looks like a mushroom cap. Dandelions. Clothesline. Paper airplanes, that was a fun one. That'd be cute in a boy, like a boy themed journal. Very earth tone, but usable. Oh, that's cute. I didn't see that one in the store. I just don't get the theme. I can't for the life of me figure out how those patterns tie together, but unless it's two separate themes in one pad. I don't know. It was just interesting. And the last thing I got, paper pad wise, was K & Company. I got a free clip out of it. But it's Amy Butler pattern, or papers. And lots of damask looking prints, and they're double-sided. Very pretty. I mean, it is a little bit dated coloring wise from, probably 15, 18 years ago, but still very usable. Someone has cut this page. That one looks velvety, but it's not. It almost looks like fabrics. I know Amy Butler is known for her fabrics, but it looks like something has, like a dog has chewed the edge of it. So the further you go, the pages become a little more damaged, but that's okay. Old Michaels tag. I didn't know Michaels used to sell this brand. So yeah, that was my paper finds this week. And the only other thing that I got was I got a pack of thank you notes, vintage Hallmark, I think, with a bunny. And then I grabbed a pack of seed beads that are like white with pastel centers. Very old. Y'all remember this brand and this packaging. And then if I see some scraps that I like, they have bags you can fill for $2. So I just grabbed some scraps that I liked. That's it, guys. The Sesame Street journals are coming along. Here's one of them. And what I'm doing now, all the pages are accounted for. I'm going through and I'm doing the sewing of items into the journals that I need to do before the signatures are sewn in. And that's sort of because I'm doing so many, it's sort of a process that I really have to stay organized with and track where I have left off from day to day. But I'm doing things like sewing in tip ends and flip ups and all that stuff. Probably won't have any lace on these on the edges because that just doesn't go with Sesame Street. But I am trying to find some fun, colorful trims that can be edging of the pages. These may not have much page trim edging other than like fabric ruffles, and that would be fun. I don't feel like they need to be super frilly. And then I have been fussy cutting like crazy. I fussy cut yesterday until my hands hurt so bad I couldn't hold anything. This does do a number on your fingers and your joints after a while, but this is the tray that I have. These are the large fussy cuts and these are the small. And then anytime I find a phrase that I want to save, I put it in this bowl. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll try to do another craft with me this week if I can, but I wanted to show you guys what I found this week so I can put it away and get it off my desk and keep working on these. But that's it for now. I hope you are all doing well and hanging in there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.